Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do a bit of a different video. I just wanted to talk about my experience and kind of my review of the Delight party that happened in Sydney about a week ago, I think now, almost a week, more than a week actually. It was last Sunday. But yeah, we had the Delight party, which is the D&E or Donghae and Eunhyuk from Super Junior's kind of like a fan meet. They announced that maybe around, I think, September, which was very sudden and very last minute, first of all. So I wasn't prepared at all for them to come around to Australia. This is actually the first time since Super Junior members have come to Australia to do a concert. I think the last time they were supposed to come was in 2012 for their Super Show number 4. That was like a world tour kind of thing, but for some reason it ended up never happening. Like, I even bought the tickets, but it was cancelled and the tickets were refunded and things like that. So it ended up never happening. So anyways, so this was very, very exciting to actually see artists from like SM coming to Australia. Obviously, I guess D&E are now kind of doing their kind of solo stuff within their own company, Odd Entertainment, which is both of their companies. So I guess maybe that's why they've got, I guess, more says into where they want to go and things like that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk to you about how it went and everything like that. I think the tickets went on sale end of September, I believe, via like Ticketek and things, and D&E was having 3 shows in Oceania, so like in Auckland, New Zealand, and then 1 show in Melbourne and 1 show in Sydney. So yeah, those were the 3 shows that were happening in basically the Pacific Ocean. Finally, people have noticed us. So yeah, they had 4, I think, levels of tickets that you could buy. The most expensive ones were the Oppa, the Oppa zone, and then you had the Elf zone, and then, actually the Elf zone first, the Oppa zone, the Everlasting, and the Friend zone. Initially, they've posted all the informations with like different benefits for different basically zones that you were buying for. For Sydney, you had the seated seats on the side and at the bottom, or like at the back, sorry, of the venue, and then you had the Oppa zone and the Elf zone, which was like the standing zone, and it initially was supposed to be kind of separated by a barrier of some sort, but as the weeks went on, they started posting more information and saying basically that it ended up just being like a general admission. So basically you could either choose to sit or you could choose to stand, which was ridiculous. People were so pissed because obviously the ones paying more should be, you know, getting the chance or the opportunity to be sitting a bit more, you know, closest to the stage compared to the ones that are paying a bit less. So that was the first thing that was frustrating with the company that kind of was in collaboration to sell those tickets and things like that. And then, yeah, the second thing I think was there was a really mess in terms of the benefits. So they announced basically the winners of the benefits literally the day before at like 5 p.m. or something, and then people were trying to figure out who won because there was no seat numbers on the tickets and the ticket number couldn't be found anywhere on your ticket, your actual ticket. So yeah, people were just commenting online, just trying to figure out something. Anyways, we figured out. For your information, I ended up getting just the Everlasting zone, which is a seated zone. I am too old to be standing. That's why I ended up getting the seated zone. Initially when I bought the tickets, they did say there was no seat numbers and row numbers. So first of all, that was a bit iffy. So I was like, I'll have to get there early to get a better seat, or like, you know, come like first come first serve kind of basis. And then yeah, it was a bit messy, but yeah, I ended up choosing the everlasting friend zone, or the everlasting zone, sorry. And you had basically, for the benefits, you had the chance to enter the lottery to get into the sound check, as well as the signed posters, and then everyone would get a souvenir card, which everyone got no matter which kind of zone you bought. But yeah, it's like a photo card, double photo card. It's not as nicely printed as the ones you see in the CDs, but you know, they're still, I guess, exclusive. So yeah, I managed to actually get lucky with the sound check. I managed to get into the sound check, so basically I could get there early and not have to leave the venue and queue again, so I would get more chances of getting better seats, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it was a mess. Initially they said you could come in early, check in from 2 o'clock, and it was at this venue called the Horden Pavilion, which is nearby. It's not too far from where I live, but it's a fairly, I would say, smaller venue, I guess, but it was fine, which I've been there before and it's a great venue anyways. But yeah, I drove instead of taking the bus or anything. You pay for parking, which is about $30, which is fine. At least, you know, you can just drive straight back home and not have to wait and queue for transportation. But yeah, when I went there at around, it was literally 2 o'clock. There was already a long queue waiting. It was one of those really hot days in Sydney that day. I was wearing a Super Show full t-shirt that I had initially bought for the Super Show back in 2012 that ended up being cancelled. I'll put a little picture on the screen to show you what I looked like. I had bought my little sujubong from K-pop friends who had ordered them. I somehow lost the end bit of my strap, which I don't know how I did it. It just dropped during the concert venue and it was just too dark to look for it. But I still got the battery in there, so I just kind of wanted to show you how it looks, which is pretty cool. And then there's different kind of lighting. Obviously there's the like flickering ones, and then you've got this one which is pretty cool. It's like the Suju kind of light, and then it goes in gradient up and down kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much how this looks. So yeah, I had that ready. There was a lot of people dressed up in like blue and purple, which was very cool. But yeah, I think everyone was in the mood, but then at the same time kind of half pissed because yeah, it was supposed to be 2 p.m. early check-in, but the queue was still there until about probably 3 o'clock, still no movement there. I will show you like a picture of how they were supposed to let us in, like through each separate zone, but it was completely messed up. Yeah, so anyways, they've started distributing these kind of fans which had the D&E in it, and it was a good idea because it was really hot. And then I think by probably 4 o'clock we ended up actually getting into closest to the venue, and then they started distributing like the like strap that fitted with whichever zone you were in, and if you had won the sound check and things like that. So I had 2 straps, one for the zone that I was in, as well as the fact that I had won the sound check. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And then I think it was probably 4 o'clock when we went in, and it actually worked out okay. Like the sound check started at 4:30. We only saw them for probably 2 songs, and then they went back, and it was about 5 o'clock, and then we waited another basically hour in the venue just for the show to start at 6 p.m. Yeah, I was by myself, so I went by myself, so it was, I guess, fine. I'm used to going to concerts by myself, to be honest. But yeah, it was good, but like I said, very messy. When we saw D&E in live, I think I'm still I still am in shock. Like I still can't believe I've actually seen them. Like, even though I could see them on the stage and see them in real life, it just doesn't process as well. Anyways, I ended up just sitting on the side. Even during the soundtrack, I could have gone closest, but I'm like one of the shortest person you know. Like, I'm not the tallest one, and in Australia we've got lots of tall girls and things, so I just said it's just best if I just go and sit on the favorite seat. So I was basically on it depends on how you see it. Like, I'm on like the right side of the stage, and I'm like on the second row seat, which was fine. And then yeah, I've like taken pictures of the venue and how full it was at soundcheck, and then obviously afterwards it got a bit more full. It wasn't obviously packed, but it was a decent amount of fans. Lots of Asian people. Like, I've heard people speaking Chinese, Japanese. I think there were some people from Malaysia, Singapore, like just everywhere in Asia. I could see people there attending it, and they had all the goodies from their previous shows, which also is one of the other thing that I was really upset about. They didn't sell any merch. Like, I would have liked a t-shirt which said like, Delight Party Sydney or something, but no, nothing. So that was a bit disappointing. I don't know if it was because of the company or whatnot. I would have spent the money if I could, but I didn't. And yeah, so, and then they also had this event where you just pop this banner on which says, it's been 18 years since, and finally Suju's here. This was a bit messy as well. Like, people, I don't know if people knew or read it, or like, everyone was supposed to put this up when they finished singing Danger, and I think only like a couple of people were holding it. Like, yeah. So anyways, I think they still saw it, but yeah, it was just not everybody. But yeah, it was very nice. They played some games. They performed some of their title tracks as well as their B-side. I wasn't very familiar with the B-sides at all, and even I tried to listen to them right before the concert. Like, they have like a Spotify playlist with just the songs that they perform at the Delight Party, but yeah. They sang some songs from Super Junior as well, like as a kind of medley. And yeah, I'll put this up. I hope it doesn't get blocked, just because obviously there's music in it, so it might be blocked. But yeah, it was just a very fun interaction. Like, even though I wasn't close by, a lot of people posted a lot of the fan cams on Twitter and whatnot, on Facebook, so you could still see them. But yeah, and then I think they spent a couple of days in Sydney kind of exploring before they went back to Korea. So I hope they had a good time in Australia, and they did promise, or they did say that they will try to get every member to come in for a super show in Australia. So this is something that I am looking forward to. And yeah, let me know if you've been to the Delight Party in Australia or in Auckland, and let me know how your experience was compared to mine. And yeah, hope to see you guys next time for another video. Bye guys!